Matthew 28, 16 through 20. And you guys have heard me teach and preaching about this before. And so I just want us to read this scripture together. And it says, one, two, three, go. Okay. So this part here this is called the what? What is this called that Jesus just did? What is it called? Prince, don't answer. What is this called? Yes, it is Matthew 28, 16 through 20. This is called the Great Commission. And so the Great Commission is this is like this is something that Jesus gave to his disciples to do. Um, the Great Commission is important because this is one of the last things that Jesus told his disciples before he ascended into heaven. And so it's just like if you ever think like if this is the last time you're going to see your loved ones, chances are you're going to tell them when you have the opportunity the most important thing that you have to tell them, right? And so Jesus tells his disciples something. And he says, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. He says, therefore, go and make, underline the word disciples, right? Well, you don't have it on your, there's no handout. But, yeah, underline it anyway. Underline it in your head, right? So, okay, so therefore, so he says, go and make, well, write that down. Write down the word disciples. Go and make, and then write down disciple. I got to switch how I teach it. Go and make disciples, right? And then he says, of all nations, he says, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I'm with you always to the very end of the age. A couple things I want to point out that's interesting about the text. Notice what he doesn't say. He doesn't say, and teach them to know. Yeah, he says, teach them to obey, right? Teach them to do it, right? Teach them to do it. And so this part is really interesting to me. And then he says, go and make disciples, right? And so the interesting thing about that is in the word disciple itself, because the word disciple, and I'm going to teach you guys a little Greek. We'll do a little bit of history, and then we'll bring it all forward, and hopefully it all makes sense. So the word disciple in the Greek is the word, the original word is the word mathete. The word that he uses here is a derivative of that word, and it's mathetevu. Mathetevu. I want you to say that with me. Mathetevu. All right? And so he says, go and make mathetevu. Right? Go and make disciples. Now, this word is a word that is borrowed from Greco-Roman culture. Okay? All of this is going to be important, so pay close attention. It is a word that is borrowed from Greco-Roman culture. And so let me give you a little history. So Greece became known for philosophy, right? They had all these different philosophers, and they became known for philosophy. If you've ever been to Greece, we went earlier this year. I think we went twice this year. Crazy. But when you get there, you go to the Areopagus and, all of these places on the mountains, and all of these areas they built, and these were areas where they worshiped their gods, but they would also engage in these philosophical discussions and all of that. In fact, were you guys here? Because I sent a video when we were in Greece when I was explaining the Areopagus, where Paul went there and he had debates with all of these people. And all, did y'all see that video?
Wasn't it like stones or something?
Yeah. And so it was windy. Yeah, it was windy. All right, and so one of the most famous philosophers was this guy Socrates, right? And so Socrates was a main contributor or an early contributor to a philosophy known as dualism. That's not what he called it. It was later called dualism, but he was sort of an early contributor to the idea. And so the idea of dualism is this idea of that you have to understand reality in two ways, right? There is the non-physical reality, and then there is the physical reality. Okay? One is a fake reality, the other is a true reality. Everybody with me? That makes sense so far? Okay. So Socrates has a student. Socrates has a student named Plato. He teaches this. Y'all heard of Plato? So Socrates teaches Plato, and Plato takes this dualistic thought and he adds to it, right? He combines it. And Plato comes up with this idea that the eternal perfect world is the true reality, right? And that is preferred over the changing, imperfect physical reality that we have. So he adds that. Then Plato teaches Aristotle. You guys heard of Aristotle? So Aristotle takes what Plato gave to Socrates and what Socrates gave to Plato, and then Aristotle organizes it into what we now call Aristotelian logic or thought. Okay? And so from there, it began to grow and develop, and over the years, we have come up with, and this whole idea of this dual reality between the physical and the non-physical is the same thing that has allowed us to create the idea that we now hold, which is the difference between the sacred and the secular. Okay? And so when we say something is sacred, what do we mean? It's holy, it's something you don't mess with. It's honored, it's not to be touched, huh? It's to be revered. And why do we feel that it is to be untouched and revered and all of that? Because it's above all things. We in our minds, we think that when something is sacred, we think it is better. Right? It is more pure. It is holy, or whatever it is, right? And when we think of something as secular, well, it's just, right? He absolutely was hanging around with the secular people. And so... Well, married a prostitute, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And so, but yeah, that's where we get the ideas of sacred and sacred. And that even plays in the church, right? Like Kirk Franklin Kirk Franklin been getting hit on the head for years because they've been saying that he's not sacred enough. He's too secular. You know what I mean? And he gets criticized all the time because he be doing his little, his little James Brown dances, and he be shaking his thing, right? And he be wearing them super tight pants, and you know what I mean? And people be like, no, that's too secular. That's not sacred. It's not, and when we think about those things, we think this is not right, right? This is not good. This is not godly. This is not holy, that kind of thing. And so now, so keep that in your heads. So before Jesus showed up, there was a time where Rome comes in and Rome dominates Greece. Okay? They take over Greece. Now, you have these philosophers and all of these things going on. Rome comes in, dominates Greece. Got it? The philosophers have opened up different schools that they call academies. Okay? And so over time, what ends up happening is Rome dominates Greece, but they leave the schools open. They don't tell them to tear down the schools. So over time, Roman children start going to the Greek schools and learning Greek thought, living in the Roman world. And after a while, you have the kids who are going to the Greek schools, but they are Roman citizens. And so they graduate from the schools and they go back out into the community, and they are Romans, but they are Romans who think Greek. And so historically, this is called the Hellenization of Rome, or the greasing of Rome. It is, Rome had the military might, but Greece had the mind, right? So you had Romans thinking Greek, right? And so now, why is this important? Because the students that went to the schools, they were called mathete, right? It was the same word that's used here, right? Mathete. And so this has an incredible impact on what Jesus meant when he used this word, because he pulled a word from the common culture that everybody understood. Does that make sense? And so here's the emphasis. Here's the idea. The intention is that you and I are supposed to come to the academy, which are the churches, right? And we come in thinking that we real Richmond, but then we leave thinking Jesus. Does that make sense? And then we go back out into the world wherever we go, and we are Richmond citizens, right? But we think Christ, right? And we begin to affect the culture because of how we think. And the idea is that when the Roman children went to the Greek schools, they left still being a Roman citizen, but they were representing Greece because of how they thought. That is the exact same thing that Jesus means when he says, go and make disciples. Bring these people in, teach them about me, so that when they leave, they are representing me everywhere they go and everything they do. Does that make sense? Okay, now, here we go. The problem, well, let me keep going with this. Where am I at? Hold on. Boom. Okay, boom. Tell me what these verses mean to you. When you read this, what does that mean to you? What do you see? What does it say to you? What do you hear? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Keep it going.
I feel like this means that he's telling you that you're going to be a representation.
Yep. I'm with you. Keep it going. What do you hear?
A representation of what it is to think like think Jesus, but be a Richmond
Right. Right. We are who we are, right? Like I'm a Coleman. And being a Coleman comes with a certain way to think. But I got to be careful because if I'm properly Christianly indoctrinated, I'm still a Coleman. But I'm a Coleman that thinks Christ. Does that make sense? Yes.
So for me, this says you might be the first and only representation of God's holiness.
Very true.
Living in His Word, in His glory first means that you got to be careful how you treat people,
Mm-hmm.
what you do, what you eat, where you go, where you drink,
Right.
because you're a representation of God, and you might be the only person that someone comes across and sees that,
Mm-hmm.
and if we represent that poorly,
Mm.
be
No, I get you. But you listen, it's funny, but you own to something, right? Watch this. What does this verse mean to you? What does that one mean to you? What do you hear? What do you hear the Lord speaking in your spirit?
I feel like using my life as a series of events that I do
Mm-hmm.
in hopes that I'm representing the body of Christ properly.
Mm-hmm.
So like I am eating because I need to have some energy so
Mm-hmm.
that I can go out there and I can do
Mm-hmm.
what God called me to do today.
Okay.
And within that,
Mm-hmm.
there's a series of different things. Like I get on the guard,
Mm-hmm.
I come in contact with 5 people,
Mm-hmm.
I infect them with my God.
Mm-hmm.
I go to work, I come in contact with 20 people,
Mm-hmm.
I infect 4 people with my God.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like throughout the day, everything is something that I do throughout the day to get through the day, but in hopes that when I come across those people, I affect them
Mm-hmm.
in a way. But I had a pastor that said to me, he has a brother-in-law
Mm-hmm.
that 20 years, it took 20 years of him telling him, come to church. Every time he said, come to church,
Mm-hmm.
come to church, come to church, come to church. He was like, if I would have missed one of those 20,000 times,
Mm-hmm.
he might not have came to church. He was like, 20,001 times is what it takes to get him to where he needs to get to. So
Right.
he needed the 20 other thousand times
Yeah.
to get to that, which is a series of a whole bunch of different events that in the end glorify God.
I get you. I get you. Yeah. Anybody else? Yes.
I would say for me, the last part of that is most represented for me. Um, not that we should use lucky as a word,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm lucky that God has chosen me
Mm.
to represent Him.
Mm-hmm.
That's why giving thanks to Him is humbling,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm lucky that He's chosen me to be a representative because not everybody's chosen.
Right. Yep. Yep. Anybody else? What does it say to you? What does it speak to you? It should, this, especially that last verse, that should well up something inside of you as you read it and if you see yourself in it.
Well, should we be giving thanks for everything? Should we be giving thanks for everything?
Mm-hmm. We should. Yep. What else?
I'm confused about through Him. How do you give thanks through Him? So I'm listening.
Oh, got you. Okay. Y'all keep going. I'm getting at a particular thing. What do you see? What does it mean? Prince got it? Prince got it? So here we go. Watch this. He says, and whatever you do or say, right? Do it as a representative, right? And so what is a representative? You can't use the word in the definition of the word. Somebody that represents. That's right. Right. What is a representative? Right. So let's say okay. Is it? Right. It's similar. Stewardship is in there for sure. It's in there for sure. But what is a representative? It's a person that stands in for you. And what's the job of the representative? Don't say represent you. What's the job? What's the job of the representative? There you go. Right? Right? Oh. Yes.
People will think that, well, they'll think of you. Yeah, that's interesting. When they see you, they think of you.
Ooh. Ooh. So, watch this. There you go. Watch this. So, tell me, how many of these things should represent Jesus? Yeah. How many of these should represent him? Right? 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 How many of these should represent him? Is what I want to know. See, right? But see, here's my thing, right? If none of these should represent him, we should not be in them at all. Does that make sense? Yeah. So we should not be, if we are to represent him, right? If I'm supposed to represent him, oh my God, what does an eviction notice? What does that say about my representation?
But what if it was out of your control? Yeah, somebody, the parent died, the kid got the house, they want to sell it, and they give you out. I'm not going to do what you pay in your rent.
Right. But that's not an eviction notice. That's not an eviction notice. No. I'm saying, what I'm saying is that's not that act. is not an eviction notice. An eviction notice is particular because it speaks to unpaid rent.
Well, what if it was like the COVID? All the 2, 3, 4, however many years we were in COVID, and people lost their jobs. This stuff that was beyond their control. I mean, what was it?
But was it though?
That's what it all depends on how much they had. It all depends on how much they had to save. That's hard, because what I want to say is, like the scriptures say, if I take care of the birds and the bees, why is you worried? I'm like, Lord, stop saying that to me, because I don't. The birds and the bees ain't got jobs.
But that's the whole point of the text. If the birds and the bees don't have jobs and God takes care of them, and we working, what we worried for, right? And so the
It represents responsibility because just because you may lose your job, unfortunately, if that was to happen,
yeah,
and you were renting, then you go to your landlord and you try to negotiate something that still represents that you because
Yeah.
then you're just taking your whatever's happened and you cast that onto someone else,
yeah,
and that's not fair. Versus saying, "Hey, this has happened. Is
hmm,
there something that we can work out?"
yeah,
And now that becomes you walking in a way that is representative of God.
yeah,
Because you're just not going, "Oh, it don't matter.
right,
This other person got to do all this for you. This is not fair." No,
right.
I'm not saying
And
that. No, I'm just.
And so the point, no, the point that I'm making is this: it's not that nothing in life could ever happen that won't lead us here. That's not the point. The point is, for many people, this is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. We've lived this. And what I'm saying is, barring some catastrophe, none of us should ever be a part of this if we are representing Christ properly. Because to represent him properly is to understand how to manage the resources he gave us so we never end up here. Are you with me? This is why, this is why I'm saying, we may not be cracking the Bible at every time we come in and meet, but we're cracking biblical principles though. Because what happens oftentimes in church is that we talk about this stuff. You need to invest. You need to put your money here. You need to do that. You need to do it. But then we don't do the next step, which is, okay, what do I do? And how do I do it? And how do I get involved? And how do I change this? And how do I learn this? And so we don't do that. So as a result, proper money management is very much a discipleship issue, right? It really is. It's a discipleship issue, okay? So let's get into it. Here we go. So here's my question. What is a stock? Okay? What is a stock? Let's start there. What is a stock? Now, I'm doing this because in any one of these classes, we're likely to have people at the very beginning and then other people who are a little more advanced. So I keep trying to throw in simple stuff with a little more complicated stuff. We'll get to the little more complicated stuff in a minute. So tell me, what is a stock? Matter of fact, let's see if this is complicated. What is a stock?
I don't know if it's electronic, but it's something that represents ownership of a piece of a company.
Okay, good. So a stock is an ownership stake in a company. So picture, we started Praise Fellowship Bible Company, right? Or Praise Fellowship Bible Corporation, whatever it is, right? And so let's say, so what it is this whole thing is Praise Fellowship Bible Company, right? Now, what happens is that, and this is what happens to all companies that have stock. What they do is that whenever a company needs to grow, right, they want to expand, and they don't have the money to do so, and they don't want to take on the responsibility of acquiring debt in order to expand, what they can do is they can go to a bank, and the bank will tell them how much their company is worth. Right? Once the bank tells them how much their company is worth, what they will do is, or what a company can do, is they will start to carve up their company into little itty bitty pieces. And these little bitty pieces are called stock. And then they have what's called an IPO, which is called an initial public offering. Okay? IPO. Yes, ma'am.
Is there a certain amount of those carvings that, like, is there like a maximum or a minimum?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So it's not an endless amount. Each company has a certain, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but each company has a certain amount of shares that they offer to the public, and sometimes those shares grow, right? And we'll talk about that, right? Those shares can grow. You can offer, like this is a pie chopped up in 100 different pieces, right? But then you may want to grow some more, so you may end up cutting this up more and then offering more shares.
You as a stockholder, can you cut up your shares?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Just the company.
IPO stands for what again?
Initial public offering. Yep. And so you'll have a company, and so like for instance, like you have some companies now who are like some of these companies now are IPOing, and their IPOs are ridiculous in terms of value. Ridiculous. Like I think Elon Musk is looking. Everybody believes he's going to take SpaceX public next year. And I think SpaceX is, I think they're valuing it at like 800 billion, something like that, something crazy like that. I know OpenAI is looking to IPO next year, and I think they're at like over $1 trillion in terms of what they're saying is worth. Like it's crazy. It is crazy. And so
That number is what they chop up.
that they chop that up.
Okay.
Yep. And so normally what you'll have, and I won't get too deep into this, but normally what you'll have is you'll have a company that offers what they call pre-IPO shares to the people inside of the company who work for the company. And so this is the stock at super, super cheap prices, right? So then when they go public and they get this flood of cash coming in because everybody's buying shares, the people who own these pre-IPO shares, a lot of them become instant millionaires because the value of their shares go up exponentially, right? So like even right now at NVIDIA, the number now is that 80% of all of the employees are millionaires. 80%. Yep. Okay. And so, so there's a whole big process to this that I don't want to get into just yet. But I just wanted to explain to you how this happens, right? How does a company get shares, and why are shares even offered? Shares are offered whenever a company wants to expand and they don't want to take on debt, and they want to grow, they want to purchase other things, they want to do more things. They will take the company, chop it up, put it out to the market, and as people buy shares, the value of the company goes up, the money flows into the company, and now the company has revenue that they can use to grow and expand and all of that. And that's where we come in, because we say, okay, give me 3 shares, right? Give me 5 shares. Give me 100 shares. Give me 1,000 shares, right? And so, whenever you buy a share of a company, listen to this carefully. When we buy stock, we are now an owner. This is key. We are now an owner of that company. Okay? Whenever you buy shares, you are now an owner of that company. You cannot forget that. You cannot forget that. You are an owner of the company. You own it. Right? Now, you may own a real small part of it, but you own it. All right? You own it. And because you own it, you are entitled to a certain percentage of the value of the company. Right? You're entitled to a certain percentage of the profits of that company that show up in a couple of different ways. Depending on how many shares you own and how large the company is, you have what they call voting privileges. Right? And so when the company wants to, like years ago, I think Warren Buffett, because he owns so much, Warren Buffett owned like 30% of Coke or something crazy like that. And then the CEOs of Coke, they wanted to, they had a deal where they wanted to pad their pockets, and so they were going to take so much of the profit and then just turn it into bonuses for the big CEOs. And Warren saw that, and Warren showed up at a meeting and was like, that's not finna happen, right? He's a big enough owner. He can say that. His voice holds weight. And he was able to absolutely stop it and turn that money back into profits given to the shareholders, right? And so you have voting rights and privileges. You are an owner of that company. Like, you have to understand that. You're an owner of a company now, right? So you don't just buy stock and you have stock. No. You are, and I would think that there would be some kind of pride that we need to have with that. Right? I'm an owner of this company. Right? Own that. Right? Be proud of that. You're an owner of a company. You from Richmond. From Oakland. Right? You're an owner of a multi-billion, trillion-dollar company. Right? That's not small potatoes. Right? And so next part, as a company owner, it is now your responsibility to watch, monitor, and if possible, support your company. Right? As an owner, it is your responsibility to watch, monitor, and if possible, support your company. Why? Because the more you support your company, the more revenue it brings in. The more revenue it brings in, the more valuable the company. The more valuable the company, the more value your shares are. The more value your shares are. See, here's the thing. People have been making money off of us forever because we support their companies. Right? Whenever we go spend money over here and over there, and we buy this brand and that brand, and listen to me, HP? I don't own HP, but somebody does, and I helped them when I bought this. Right? And so the thing is, we've been doing that forever and not receiving the benefit from our own spent dollars. Right? And so when you purchase a stock, and I'm serious about this, you got to understand you're a company owner. You own the company. So, and as a company owner, it's your responsibility. You got to watch, you got to monitor, and if possible, you got to support your company. Right? You should know everything about your company. Right? Like you can hardly ask me a question about PFBC and I don't know the answer. Why? It's my company. Right? Again, it's not a business, but just for the sake of the conversation. And so if I own a company, I ought to know more than the number of stocks that I own in the company. Right? I ought to have some interest in that thing. Like, that's my dog, right? That's my company, right? So am I making sense? Okay, all right, here we go. So let's move to the next part, right? So this is going to be a shift. We're going to go to talking about something slightly different, but it's in the same vein. So I want to talk about market cap, okay? Market cap. So all companies are not equal, okay? All companies are not the same. Okay? They're not all equal and they're not the same. All companies are worth different amounts of money, and it puts them in different classes. And those classes are important for us to understand because it helps us to know what we should and possibly should not invest in. Does that make sense? Okay. So here we go. So market cap is capitalization. It's a short term for capitalization. So market capitalization is the stock price times the outstanding shares. Right? So if you want to find out how large a company is, you look at the stock price and then you find out how many outstanding shares do they have. And you take the stock price and you times it by the outstanding shares, and it'll give you a dollar amount. That's the amount of money that this company is actually worth. It's the market cap. Okay? Now, here's what you got to know. So let's do this. This is why I want you guys at tables. So what I need for you to do, if you have laptops, open them up. If you have phones, open them up. I want you to go to Trading View. There's a site called Trading View. Okay? Trading View. I'm not sure if the laptop functionality of the app is the same as the mobile functionality of the site, but I'm always on the laptop, right? But go to Trading View, and then I want you to look up Costco, and tell me how much Costco is today. Anybody shop at Costco? Okay, all right. So we all shop at Costco. Does anybody own Costco stock other than me? Okay, here we go. All right. How much is Costco?
You just look for it in this little, you just search button.
Yeah, so go to Explore, and then it should bring up a search, and then you just type in Costco, and then you'll have something that drops down, and it'll give you what's called a ticker symbol, COST, and you just hit that, and then you'll get a page with Costco and all of its information on there. It's asking you to what? Oh, it wants you to download the app? Yep. Download it. Download it. If it's telling you to download it, download it. So later on,
It's telling me to create an account.
don't create an account. There's a whole free thing it'll let you do.
Okay, I just went to tradingview.com/chart. And then, can we go to Costco from here?
You might be able to. See, that's what. See, on my phone, I downloaded the app. I didn't subscribe to it. I got a subscription. I got the whole thing.
862.65 USD.
Okay. Dave, I'm gonna come out of this and go on my.
Now, where did you say you were supposed to go to look for that?
Hold on. Can you show what's on my computer now? Can you put that on the screen? Huh? Slide the window over? Oh, okay. Boom.
December 17th.
Okay, can you see up here?
It's coming up and it's asking me if I want to go to my Google account.
I just put, what's the ticker symbol for Costco, and this is what I got back. That's what you're looking for?
Yes. So yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so all you do is type in, what's the ticker symbol for Costco? That's what
No, but I want you to do it. You can, but I want you to do it the right way.
I didn't know what the ticker symbol was.
No, that's what I'm telling you. If you go, so my Trading View may be different. So you're on your laptop, right? So, okay, so yours should have just came right up.
Right. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, okay, so you're on charts. I don't want you on charts yet. No, I don't want you on charts yet.
I'm going to touch touchscreen too, so.
Trading view?
Launch, see overview?
Oh, I thought that was like a view in the.
How do you, man? You gotta go to home. Bird, how you doing over there?
What are we looking for? You said to look up what?
And then, okay, so type in there, type Costco.
Yeah. Okay, so here it is again.
Yeah, no. No. See, you got to be careful because it's giving you something else. That's a different. There you go. So you want it to say NASDAQ. There you go, and then you hit that, and then it should come up. There you go. That's it. It should look like that. You don't want charts. You want the overview. You don't want charts.
Oh, I'm at overview.
You at overview?
I am. I got there. I see overview right here. Is that right?
Type in boom, and then type in cost. COST.
Oh, you know, I did that already too. I didn't know. It
Okay.
gave me like 17 different thousand other things.
Look, what you want is the one NASDAQ. That's America. So click that.
Oh, launch chart.
Yeah. No.
See overview.
Yes. See overview.
Oh shoot.
That's what you want. See overview.
So you just gonna press the little search button up at the top. That's what he told me.
Trading view. Okay, there we go. So hit Costco, boom, and then see overview. I don't want you to hit charts yet. We ain't ready for charts. No, I want you to get it. That way when you're not here, you can do it.
Press that thing right there. He just told me press that. Put in Costco now. Put in Costco.
Okay, everybody got it? Prince, you got it?
And then press see overview. Bam.
You got it? Okay. Okay. Everybody got it?
I don't know what's wrong with her.
She got $27, 3 by 7.
No, you ain't.
Well, because you're the only thing, so you're clicking on the wrong thing. So whenever you're looking up a stock, stocks will show up on multiple countries' exchange. So you always want to. So if you see Dow, click that one. If you see S&P, click that one. If you see Nasdaq, click that one. Right? You always want the one that's American. All right. Otherwise, you'll get stuff like that. So
I was like, oh, I need to buy that.
you got an iPhone?
Yeah.
That's why I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to go back.
See how.
Okay. Right there. See, it says Nasdaq.
Oh, NASDAQ. Okay.
Yep. And then
Clicked on the first.
there you go.
That's why, yeah, because I clicked on the very first.
There we go. Listen, we cooking with gas.
Right.
We cooking with gas. All right. So here we go. Oh wait. Okay. All right. So, let me put this on my, because I got it on my phone. Nasdaq. Boom. Okay. All right. Everybody with me? Okay. Here we go. So this is the price, right? That's the price. Now, whenever you're looking at a stock, you got to keep in your mind, whenever you look up a stock, it's always going to give you what's called a ticker symbol, okay? This is the ticker symbol for Costco, C-O-S-T. Sometimes the ticker symbols are aspects of the name of the company, and sometimes they are not, right? But you have to understand every company goes by a ticker symbol, okay? And so the ticker symbol is important, and the more you do this, you'll start learning ticker symbols. It is crazy how it works. You'll just, you'll stop referring to companies by their name, and you'll start referring to them by their ticker symbol the more you do it, okay? And so this is Costco, and it sits on the NASDAQ stock exchange. So remember, I told you guys there was 4 primary exchange indexes: the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, and starts with an R. Almost, keep going. RU. The Russell 2000. Right? The Russell 2000, okay? And so this one, Costco, is under the NASDAQ, okay? Is everybody with me? Now, here's what I want you to do. If you're on your phone, I want you to scroll up, and right there where it says key stats, if you're on your computer, just do the same thing. Right where it says key stats, okay? It says key stats. There you go. So now it's going to tell you what the market cap is, right? What's the market cap for Costco? B is billion. Right. Better get it. All right. So Costco's market cap is
382.98 billion.
There we go. So that's how much Costco is worth as a company. Right? That's the total worth of Costco. So if you had 382.98 billion, you could buy Costco. Today. Out the door, right? Huh? It changes. And it changes because the stock price changes. Because remember, the way you figure out market cap is the price of the stock times the outstanding shares. Outstanding shares are shares that are available to be purchased.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. And so what's interesting is, like, when you start hearing about a lot of these guys and the stock market crash, and then they'll say stuff like, well, so-and-so lost $40 billion in a day. What they're saying is that the stock he owns, the price of that stock went down, so the value of his shares went down $40 billion. He didn't take $40 billion and empty it from his pocket, right? It's the value of the shares that we're talking about, okay? Is everybody with me so far? Okay, so now, I want you to write down Costco, and I want you to write down what their market cap is, right? Write that down somewhere. That's going to be important, okay? Write down Costco, write down what their market cap is, okay? Here we go. The next one is Dave and Buster. I want you to look up Dave and Buster. Okay? Go to the same thing. And if you don't know how to get back to the search, I'm going to show you how to do it on your phone.
Okay, here's the thing. When I do mine says, like, the symbol.
Yep, just type in Dave and Buster. Okay?
And then in Buster's or
And. Yep.
Okay, where am I looking at?
is it G
Right there.
B
Oh, okay.
P U S?
Dave and Buster. Dave and Buster. Their ticker symbol has nothing to do with their name. PLAY. Right? So, all right. So I want you to do the same thing. How much is the stock price for Dave and Buster? Bird, you got it? Okay. How much is the stock price for Dave and Buster? $18.54. Big difference. All right. Now, here's the question. I want you to go up, right? Scroll up, and I want you to tell me what is the market cap.
Their market cap is way
642.97 million.
600 and
40.97 million.
million. Ah, write that number down. Right? Write that number down. Okay, write that right. Right? Listen, write that number down. Right? Okay, here we go. Next one. No, we got yours. It got to work. No, because when you go to the stock, you have to choose where it says see overview. You're choosing the one that says see chart. You got to do see overview.
Okay, go back again.
No. Just click Dave and Buster, and then
at the bottom.
see. There you go. Cooking with gas. All right, cooking with gas. Okay. Now we go in Planet Fitness. Okay, Planet Fitness. All right. Y'all see why I wanted y'all at tables and chairs tonight? Yep. Planet Fitness. How much is it? Okay, $110 a share. What's the market cap? 9.16 billion. Write that down. Okay. And I don't want y'all just writing down stuff Terry telling y'all. I want y'all to see it for yourself. Look it up. Right? All of this stuff, the reason I want you to do it is because you got to get used to it. The reason I want y'all at tables and chairs is because you got to get used to seeing it. I want you to get used to looking it up. I want you to get used to going to the information online and looking this stuff up. The more you do it, the easier it is to do.
I tried to put it in. Let's see, Planet.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
NYSE. Yep, that's the American one, New York Stock Exchange. Okay. Write down the price, and then I want you to write down the market cap. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. Just start from where you are. Yeah, there's prices you guys are going to do in just a little bit. Trust me, you all going to get tired of prices.
Look for yourself, Bird.
All right. No, Costco was 382. Costco wasn't 3.82, it was 382. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What, for Costco? 862.65. Thank you.
Yep.
862.65.
Yep. Okay. All right. Everybody got it? Okay, here we go. Let's go get a big boy. I want you to look up Apple. I want you to look up Apple. Okay, look up Apple. AAPL.
4.02 trillion. That's a T. I know that's trillion.
Yeah, it's a big dog right there. All right. Which is crazy because I don't own any Apple products, but I own Apple for sure. Okay. So you want to write down the price and you want to write down the market cap. Okay? And you should have 4 of them. Costco, Dave and Buster, Planet Fitness, and Apple. Huh?
Apple look like it haven't been doing good. It's got some red stuff. The other ones look a little greener
don't worry about the red stuff. All of them have red stuff every now and then. For sure. All right. All right.
See, like that one, the line is green, and this line is red. That means something different.
Okay. All right. Is everybody got Apple?
Yeah.
Okay. You got it? Okay. Here we go. Now, I want to show you something on TradingView that you can do on your laptop or your phone, and you'll find this helpful when you're looking at companies. Okay? So down at the bottom here, I need my mouse. Okay, down here on the laptop, you'll see where it says 1 day, 5 day, 1 month, 6 months, year to date, 1 year, 5 years, all time. These things will tell you, and then they will show you on the chart the performance of this stock based upon these time frames. So if you put it, so for instance, if you look at, let's say you look at, give me a stock you want to do. Oh, we right there. Okay, all right. So if we're at Costco, here's the thing. Costco was up today, right? 1 day, they were up. They were up 0.26%, right? So they were up $2.26. Okay? But if you look over the last 5 days, they've been down. Right? There's the red. Right? So they were down 2.34%. But if you look at a month, they were down even more. Right? If you look at 6 months, down even more. If you look at year to date, they're negative on the year. Right? If you look at 1 year, they're negative from 1 year ago. Right? So Costco went down 13.21% in a year. But if you look at 5 years, right? So remember I told you last week, you do not want to invest in a stock that you don't consider holding at least 5 to 10 years, right? And so why? Because when you look at the 5 year, that looked totally different. Right? In 5 years, Costco is up 132%. Right? If you look at all time, from the day Costco started to today, Costco is up 34,000%. Right? Like, that's insane. Right? Now, how many years, what year did we start shopping at Costco?
85.
You couldn't shop at Costco in 85 because they didn't exist. Yeah.
Oh, back then it was called Sam's.
Yeah, when?
Price Club, and so then when Price Club converted to Costco, then so that's what's that say?
1987.
Well, then that's when I started.
Okay. So now watch this. If you go back to 1987, if you go back to 1987, let's see. Way back there, 1987, matter of fact, March 2nd, 1986, Costco was $2.48 a share. Oh, listen, bro. Listen, y'all will be walking in y'all job with a whole different attitude. What? Say something. Y'all be walking in with a whole, right? And so now watch this. Now, let me tell you the cold piece. The cold piece is this. How much money do we think we've spent at Costco? Right? And what if we would have took some of the money we spent and turned those into shares? Listen. Right? And so, all right, Dave, how do I switch back to my other part of my laptop? I'm gonna come back to this too. Drag this back over. Okay. All right. Cool. Schmoof. Boom. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Here we go. So, let's go. Let's get it. We got work to do. So here we go. So market cap. Market cap will tell you what type of stock you have. So if you have a company that is 50 million to 300 million, that's considered a micro cap stock. Okay? Really small company. Right? Really small company. Micro cap stock. Really small company. All right? Then you have a small cap, which is 300 million to 2 billion in terms of what it's worth. Okay? That's a small cap stock. A mid cap stock is a company that's 2 billion to 10 billion. Okay? That's mid cap. A large cap is a company that is 10 billion to 200 billion. And then and I think I want to say Apple kind of started this, but we now have a host of what are called mega cap companies. And these are these huge behemoths that are more than 200 billion and now moving into the trillions in terms of what they're worth. Right? And you guys just saw Apple, that Apple was 4 trillion. So Apple would be considered what kind of cap stock? Mega cap. Right? What Dave & Buster's is considered to be what? Small cap, right? What about Planet Fitness? Mid cap. All right. What about David? Did I ask y'all about Dave & Buster? What was the other one that was on there? Oh, Costco. What's Costco? He's mega. Right? All right. And so now, why is this important? Because each one of these stocks, each one of these categories represent something, right? And each one of these speak to risk, reward profiles, growth potential, stability, and liquidity. Liquidity is money, right? Cash available. So each one of these speak to something a little bit different. And so, for instance, if you're investing in a mega cap company, right? These companies that are over 200 billion, here's the thing you're primarily looking for: safety. Right? Because most of these are too big to fail. They're not really going anywhere, but here's the problem though. They can grow depending on the kind of company it is, but they grow slower now. They tend to grow slower. But they're a little more safer. Right? Because they've been around a while. Right? Like, even though Costco has been down for the year, listen to me, Costco ain't going no place. Right? So if you invested in Costco, just sit on it. Matter of fact, it might be a good time to invest in Costco right now. You got to read the news and find out what's going on. Is there something wrong with the company? Is everything okay? What's happening? What's going on? What's affecting the stock price to go down? But ultimately, you hold it for 5 years, 7 years. Like, listen, every time I go to Costco, it's packed in there. Right? And they steady opening new Costco. So they're not going anywhere. And so, yes.
Since you brought up NVIDIA company, because they were told that the American side has to be bought out by America,
What's that?
that the NVIDIA, the American NVIDIA, has to be bought out. Its parent company, its original parent company. It was on the news, Friday?
NVIDIA doesn't have a parent company. They are the company.
No, but the American side of it has to be bought out and become an American. What does that do to stock, in other words?
Are you saying like part of it
N-
is like?
No, NVIDIA is,
And then there's other parts that are done by us?
no, NVIDIA is 100% American. It doesn't have, it's not a conglomerate like that. NVIDIA doesn't have pieces in other so what NVIDIA is trying to do, NVIDIA wants to sell to China. And that's been like a huge issue that Trump is kind of stepping all in the middle of as to whether or not they could sell to China and what they can sell to China. But NVIDIA itself is 100% an American company. Yeah, for sure.
So the government can stop you as a company from selling your company to
Yeah. That's a whole other discussion, but yeah. Regulation, and Trump is good for calling out national security, and that's like eminent domain national security. You say that, and government got a lot of stuff they can do. All right.
You know that like NVIDIA, it's AI chips. So a lot of companies like now, we're getting trained and we have to be licensed for AI. So a lot of the large companies now are licensing their employees for AI because of the fallbacks of it. So now, for me, I'm in a training now to be a licensing for AI.
Yep.
So if I do something, I'm protected through my company.
Yep.
Becoming a big thing in maybe
Yep.
corporate America.
Yep. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. So, all right. So these different market caps are like they matter. And let me tell you why they matter. Because when you're dealing with a company that is a smaller cap company, like a micro or a small cap, like a Dave & Buster, they have a lot of upside, right? If they go from micro or small cap and they start running that thing to large or mega cap, listen, you can make a lot of money. The problem is they real risky though, right? The smaller the cap, the more riskier the investment, right? And the more volatility the movement of the stock, right? Because it's not as stable. You guys understand what I mean by volatility? Volatility means it's the amount of movement that the stock goes up and down, up and down, up and down, right? So it's like if you've ever been on a ship, and you looked at volatility, and we turn the water into volatility. Sometimes when you're on a ship, you get waves like this, right? That's low volatility. But then, if you're on a ship and them waves are right, and you that's a lot of volatility, right? And so stocks can be the same, right? And
that from drag too, like if a boat is coming past you and you behind the boat, it can be volatility because the waves behind the boat.
same thing happens in the market. You could be in an industry, right? Like let's say you're in financials, right? You could be invested in Goldman Sachs or J.P. Morgan or BlackRock or any one of these financial companies. And let's say I'm in J.P. Morgan and then Goldman Sachs has a terrible earnings call and they missed on all fronts. I guarantee you when you wake up tomorrow morning, your J.P. Morgan shares are going to be down. I guarantee you that, right? Because Because as investors look at, if they say, man, Goldman Sachs over there, oh, they didn't do good. And now as investors, because investors are always looking to tomorrow, they're looking at, if they not doing good, they probably not doing good either. And so sell, right? Everybody want to sell their shares, and then stock prices start going down, right? So it's the same concept. You was actually 100% on it with that. All right. And so again, so when you start picking stocks that you want to purchase, you got to check the market cap. Right? Just check the market cap. This is like a little I'm gonna give y'all a bunch of little cheat codes as we go along. When you start looking at stocks, like, don't just think, wow, I'm gonna go and buy this, right? I'm gonna just invest in this. Or you heard somebody talking about a stock and you finna go get it. No. Look at the market cap. See what it is, because depending on what the market cap is will tell you how risky or how safe this stock is just in general. Right? There's other stuff that I'll give you guys to help you tell, but again, we're just starting, okay? So you want to make sure that you check the market cap, okay? All right, here we go. Let's get it. So here's the next thing that I want you to do. I want you guys to begin creating what we call a watch list, okay? You got to create a watch list, okay? Now, a watch list is extremely helpful. Because what a watch list is just that. It is a list that you watch. That's really what it is. And so what it is it is a list of stocks that you are interested in, and you put them on your list of stocks to watch. And what you want to do is you want to put them on there, and you just want to observe them. Just check them out. Right? And the more you guys come to class, I'm going to give you things to watch. But for right now, you just want a list, and you just want to observe it, right? You want to observe what it does, how it does what it does, why does it do that, right? You just want to observe it. And what you'll discover is, and this is what I discovered when I first created my watch list, and right now I got about 7 of them. But when I first created my watch list, I put some companies on there like back in 2023, 24. And I just left them on there, didn't invest in any of them, but just left them on there. And what's crazy is that when I came back to my list like 2 years later, and I looked, because on my watch list, so I'm on E-Trade. I have hundreds of things on my watch list, but I have 7 different watch lists. Yeah. And so I have a watch list. One of my watch lists is on E-Trade, because I trade through E-Trade. And so on E-Trade, when you create a watch list, and I'll show you guys how to do that. When you create a watch list, you put the stock on there, and it records the date that you put the stock there, and it records the price of the stock when you put it on there. And to my amazement, when I came back 2 years ago and saw some of the stuff I put on my watch list, I was like, "Ooh, that thing up 700%," right? Or, "Ooh, that thing down like 200%." And I'm putting companies on there, because when you start getting into stocks and investing, everybody got a stock to tell you to buy. So don't go buy that stuff. Put it in your watch list, right? Until you know what you're doing, put that stuff on your watch list. And then you put it in your watch list, and then I'm telling you, like, a friend of mine told me, he called me up. He was like, "Will, check out WBX." And I was like, "All right." And so I went, added that thing to my watch list. And he made the whole case for it. Yeah, because they just partnered with this, and they doing that, and this is that, and that is this, and they did this, and blah, blah. And he was making the whole case. And I was like, okay. I didn't really know what I was looking at, so I just put it on my watch list. Man, that thing, terrible. Terrible. Right? $3. That thing terrible. That thing terrible. And so, and then he told me about another company called OPTT, right? And he was like, man, check out OPTT. It's a company, man, they put windmills at the bottom of the ocean to take advantage of the current in the ocean to generate power. And he was telling me about the whole thing. And so I was like, all right, so I put it on my watch list. Listen, I'm telling you. I'm like, listen here. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so, yeah, create your watch list. Right. So, yeah, create a watch list. Now, the question is, how do you create your watch list? Okay? So, what we'll do, we're going to do some watch list work right now, okay? So, when you create your watch list, right now we're going to do some work on paper, okay? But I want you to, if you have your accounts open, I want you to go to your account, access your account, open it up, because every single account, no matter who you're under or who you have, they should have a thing that says watch list, and then you're going to take some of the companies that we're going to look at now and then just add those to your watch list, right? And begin building a watch list. And so right now, I have on my phone, matter of fact, I want everybody to download this app. It's called Stock Tracker. Stock Tracker. Yeah, download the app, Stock Tracker, okay? It's orange. It looks like this. Okay? Download it on your phone.
When you spoke of the shopping list and the watch list, what's the difference? You spoke about the shopping list. Is this different? Is one of your slides that you did that?
Oh yeah, that I just changed because I hadn't talked about watch list, so I put shopping list. Yeah. All right.
What's the name of it? What's it called?
Stock Tracker. That's it. Yep. So download that. Right. Yep. That's what it looks like. Download that. You don't need to buy nothing. Just download it. It's free. Okay. That's the way it looks. Okay. It's not in your.
Should I go to my Play Store?
Go to your Play Store. See if you can get it. Yep, Stock Tracker. And just download it. It's free. Okay? It's free. Now, you can create an account, but the account is free. Okay? And I would recommend you create the account. That way, if you switch phones, all you have to do is log back into your account, and all of your stuff comes up on your new phone. Yeah, it'll open up, but you can open up an account. If you go here, yeah, you can sign in, yeah. No?
Look like a little purple mountain, right?
Yep, Stock Tracker. Stock Tracker. Right there. Boom. There you go. You're good to go.
Okay, I don't, this one right here? No.
This one, is that the same?
Well, it's not color.
Stock Tracker widget. Why you got a widget?
I don't know, because I don't know how to use those Androids.
Don't be blaming Android now.
You can get my iPhone.
Stock Tracker. Okay, let's see. Install. All right, there we go. Okay, everybody have it? You got it, Miss?
So it's this one here.
It didn't come up?
You still got to put my password in there.
Oh,
Oh, for your
authorized,
Oh, for
yeah.
your
Play
Play Store.
Store? Yeah, okay.
So I mean, it's showing me Spy, Apple, and IBM.
Create the account?
You don't have to, but you can.
Well, no, I don't.
But that's not for Stock Tracker. That's something
No, I
else.
did that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
you
just
did.
downloaded Stock Tracker.
But I didn't do that.
This is an advertisement. Get out of here. This is an advertisement. Continue to app. There we go.
Oh, it tell you headlines too, huh?
Yep.
No, not realtor.
Fermi denied report
Stock
that
tracker widget.
Amazon was suspected
Stock tracker
and
widget.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Okay. So on this phone, so I'm gonna show you on this phone. On this phone, under this app, I currently have 4 different watch lists. Okay? My biggest watch list has 104 companies in it. I got 5 watch lists. But my biggest one has 104 companies in it.
So you don't check it every day, you check it out like every 6 months,
Every day.
and you check all 600 of them every day.
No, it's not 600.
Roll through it.
I have 104 companies on this one. Yeah. So I don't check the watch list on E-Trade. I check the watch list on my phone because that's what's with me all the time. Yeah.
But them the same list, they just,
No, different lists.
oh, different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So the ones that you got on E-Trade, you don't check them every,
I don't check those every day. No, because I don't work from those when I invest. I work from the ones on my phone. Yeah. Yeah. But I invest through my computer, but I work my watch list from my phone. Okay? So does everybody have it?
but go on.
Okay. Does everybody else have it? Bird, you got it? You good? Okay. You got it? Terry? Bernita?
Why is it this screen? Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, okay, I got it. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, you can create them too.
Yeah. How do you?
Okay,
Joby? Okay, so go.
yeah, okay, you, whatever you want to name.
Okay, so this whole thing is your watch list, right? So you just click add, boom, type in Joby, and then hit it, and it'll add it. Boom. There you go. Yeah, you tracking. You tracking. All right. Okay.
The
You know,
stock,
'cause they had like a,
the stock tracker widget is not coming up for her. It comes up that.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay, well mine said widget.
Yeah, I don't know why yours said widget. You still got to sign in. Yeah. Yeah.
the next class,
Yep.
make it biblical.
Yep. So you got to. But so now the more we do this, I'm just let me warn you. The more we do this, you got to make sure your electronics, you got access, you know what you're doing, because all of this stuff, it is highly electronic right now. And everything that you're going to need to be able to understand how to research and understand stocks, you're going to need to be able to get to it either on your phone or your laptop. I would highly recommend that you bring a laptop. Okay? If you have it, I would highly recommend you bring a laptop. It's just going to be easier. No, the reason why I'm saying is laptops give you a bigger screen, the viewability is better, and oftentimes what you're able to access on the laptop is different and easier than the phone. Yeah.
Okay, where's the charger cord?
It was kind of complicated for me to start my, what's the name at, I was on, you know, when you start an account at a brokerage firm and you go scrolling down, sometimes the boxes kind of don't match up because your system ain't really like moving it to the, and then sometimes it'll be words on top of words and you can't really see what it's actually.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. So hold on. Here we go. So now the app that I just gave you guys, it is a good free resource that you can access quickly on your phone and it will allow you to build watch lists really easy, okay? What it's not going to do is it's not going to track all of the deep stuff, right? So you're not, when you add it to your watch list, it's not going to track like the date you added. It's not going to track the prices and all of that stuff. It is a quick look so that when you open your phone, when I open my phone, this is like I have a watch list that says my stocks, okay? I have 104 stocks in here, right? And so I don't own all of these stocks, but I own some of them. But a lot of them are stocks that I'm interested in, that I'm looking at, that I have added over the years, stuff I've heard about, and I just put it in here because I want to track and see how it's doing, what's going on, right? But I have another list, and this is why you end up with multiple watch lists, because now I have a list now that says my current plays. So that list has a list of all of the stocks that I currently own and am doing options in, right? So that way, when I cut on my app, I'm not looking at 104 stocks immediately. I'm going straight to how am I doing today, right? And so, right, so I'm looking at that. And so, and what it does is it gives you, and you want to have something like this, a watch list, because what this is going to do is it's going to give you the basic entry-level stuff that you need to kind of find your footing in the market every day. So at the top, it's going to give you the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P. It's going to tell you where they are, if the market is down or if the market is up. It's going to tell you that off the top. You can tell how the market is doing just by looking. So if you look at it and it's all red across the top, listen, it's a bad day in the market. I'm telling you, right? And if it's all green, right, the market is up today, right? And then from there, you go down and you start looking at your individual stocks and where you are, what you're interested in, all of that. You gotta get you a new phone. What are you looking at? Yes, I don't know why it said widget. That's what's throwing me, because the widget thing is different than the actual thing.
She's at the other one, and she doesn't have anything.
But a widget is just like where it sits at on your phone.
Yeah, but that's not how mine is. This is actually in the app. So I don't know.
Okay, there you go. You on there.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And so if you wanted to add a stock,
That little plus sign down at the bottom. This bluish.
and then type in a thing, and then when you type it in, it should add it to that original list.
Is that where I'm adding it?
That's where you're adding it. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Right there. All right. Everybody good so far? Okay. Here we go. So, all right. Here we go. Boom. Boom. We're not gonna get through all of this tonight, but I'm gonna start y'all off. Okay. So this is going to be something that you can do at home. And this is going to, I want y'all, this is your class and homework. All right, we're going to do some in class, and then we'll do some at home. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, here we go. So here's the task. Matter of fact, wait, hold on. Let me give you the rest of this, and then we'll get into that. So when you start thinking about a watch list, you want to create a list of things you frequently use or places you visit, right? This is your initial watch list. This is not the list that you're about to say, okay, I want this stock, right? That's next. But where you want to start, right? Because the question is 6,000 companies in the stock market. Where do you start, right? Start with what you use. Start with what you do. Start with places you go. So home, right? So this is the first thing I want you to do. On the back side of one of those papers, I just want you to make a list. What are some things that you use at home that you don't even think this come from a company? Right? What are some home products, right? Y'all got bleach, Clorox, right? Right. Right. And so look up that stuff. And then what you want to find out, because you'll find out that some of that stuff is a company and others of it are products of other companies. Right? And so you want to look at home. What do you have at home that you buy it all the time? You've been buying it for years, right? And you use it. What hobbies do you have, right? What are some things that you like that you invest in? Because you buy their products, meaning you invest in them. What about your work, right? What do you use at work? What products do they always have at work? Do you get from work? What about your utilities, right? Where your cell phone is through? Yeah, right. So who supplies your high-speed internet, right? Like all of those things. Utilities. What about clothing? What kind of clothing do you buy, right? What do you wear? Right? Entertainment. How do you entertain yourself, right? Do you go to the movies? You watch Netflix, Superbox, right? AMC, right? Where do you bank? Right? Where do you bank? Any services that you use, right? What about food? Where do you eat? Right? So all of those things are investable parts of your life. And here's the thing, you've been investing for years. You've just never gotten a return because you've never bought the company. But you've been investing. And everybody else who owns the company thanks you. Right? And now it's time for us to start thanking ourselves. Right? That's what we're doing. Okay? So that's the first thing. Just on the back of this page, I want you to write down a list. Just make your list. What's a list of stuff, right? Just kind of go with me on this. Just write down a list of stuff. What are some things that you can think of, right? What do you drive? What do you wear? Gas. Where you buy your gas? What's in this room? The TVs, the musical equipment, the microphones. Like what are the names? What are we, right? Where the seats come from? Who makes the fabric? What about the foam that you're sitting on, right? Who makes that? Where does that come from, right? The tables.
So when you were talking about, the products and they are, well, it's like under this umbrella, like Procter and Gamble.
Mm-hmm.
They make a lot of different products, but are you saying that those products are under themselves or under Procter and Gamble?
They may be. You may have this is kind of the interesting, almost really fun part of this, is you will discover, man, I got like 7 different things and they all belong to one company. Mm-hmm. Right? And it's crazy because they'll make you think that all of these are different companies and it's really one thing.
Yeah, like Safeway and
restaurants. I was in Texas and Crackle Girl wasn't out here.
Right.
I looked them up. I think Red Lobster and somebody else is all under the same.
All under the same, yeah. Yeah. That's important stuff to know. Right? That's it.
Franchise people buy more than one type of company. They'll buy a KFC
Yeah.
and an A&W and a something else.
Yeah. All of that is important to know. And then what you'll discover, the more you do this work, you'll discover what is, because there's some companies that are not on the stock market. They're still private companies. And then there are other companies, they've been on the stock market. And you know what else you'll discover? You'll discover like, man, I shop at Costco. And then you will write Costco down and look up their stock price, and you'll be like, how in the heck did Costco get to $800 a share? Matter of fact, watch this. Look up AutoZone. I dare you. Look up AutoZone. What? Who would have ever guessed? AutoZone.
Yeah, 'cause the one by my house, I don't even know how it stays open.
Yeah,
There's hardly any cars there.
yeah. But somehow they $3,000+ a share. AutoZone.
Yeah.
People love their cars.
Yeah, you can go there cheaper than the dealer and get whatever it is that you
Mm.
want.
And not only that, they basically lifetime a lot of stuff. So my brakes, I ain't paid for brakes since I had that vehicle.
Yeah.
I will never pay for brakes. I
Yeah.
will never pay for a starter. I will never pay.
I'm telling you, this stuff is, the more I'm telling you, the more you get into it, you can be like, are you serious? Like they own this and this and that and oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And you'll start putting pieces together, right? So, all right, you making your list? You got your list? Okay. So here's what I need for you to do. Yes.
I can ask later. I can ask you individually.
Okay. So here's what I need for you to do. I need you to pick 4. Well, let's just start with 1. Pick one of the things that you have on your list, and I need you to just go to Google and add, unless you already know. But you want to ask, is this a publicly traded company? Unless you already know it is. Right? I just want you to pick one. Okay? If you don't know if it's a publicly traded company, then I need for you to go to Google and ask, and Google will tell you, yes, it is, and it'll give you the ticker symbol. All right? If you already know that the one that you picked, if you know it's a publicly traded company, then I need for you to go to TradingView. No, not TradingView. I want you to go to Yahoo Finance. So whenever I give you guys a website, you need to write this stuff down. Okay? This is going to be important because you're going to end up going to multiple places to get the information you need.
Okay, so what are we?
Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance is an excellent place to go for financial information. Okay? So I want you to go to Yahoo Finance. You can get there on your phone or your laptop or whatever. Yep. Okay? And when you have your company, I want you to type in the ticker symbol or the name of the company and pull it up under Yahoo Finance. Everybody there? Okay, you got your company? Okay. Bert, what's your company?
I can't get it.
It was Class and Home. Huh?
Joe Biden.
Joby?
Yeah, Joe.
Okay, so Joby's your company? What's your company?
I did OpenAI.
OpenAI?
I did trade.
OpenAI is not publicly traded yet.
It's under the foundation.
But you got to find one that's publicly traded so you can do the work.
If you go into their nonprofit foundation and you can find it and come under that. I just looked at it. I did.
I know, but I want you to find one that's already, just so you can be with the class. Okay. Listen, listen. If you find out, let me know. Okay, Benita, what's your company?
Chase, JP Morgan.
Okay, good. What's your company, Terry?
Doing that, and skip over me. I'm going right
Okay, Rosanna, what's your company?
Property Credit Union.
That's a publicly traded company? Normally, credit unions are not publicly traded.
Hold on. Profit, wait. Yes, several companies named Provident are publicly traded. most notably Provident Financial Holdings. I don't know.
I did Home Depot.
Home Depot. Okay, that's good. All right.
Adidas.
Yes. Huh?
Adidas.
Adidas? Is that a publicly traded company? Okay, all right. Zena?
Royal Caribbean is public.
Okay, RCL, good.
I'm doing Navy, Old Navy with his Barclays or something like that.
Okay, yeah. That's probably the holding company, yep. Okay.
IBM.
IBM. Whoo, good company. Okay. All right, here's what I need for you to do. Right? So you what you're going to do is you're going to put it in to Yahoo Finance and you want to look it up. Okay? So I will do Goldman Sachs. Right? I call this one Golden Stacks because they just print money. Okay? So Goldman Sachs. Now, here's what you need to do. You need to scroll down. Okay? Right up under this chart. And so right up under here is some very important information for this sheet of paper. Okay? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to take the ticker symbol of your company. Dave, did you want these? Okay, here you go. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your ticker symbol for your company and you're going to put it in right under here where it says stock ticker. Okay, really simple. All right, I made it simple. And so then what you're going to do is you're going to do this. You're going to put the date, today's date, right next to it. Okay? And then, very important, you want to put the 52-week high in that next box. And where do you find that? You find that right here. Right where it says 52-week range. What it's going to tell you is Goldman Sachs in 1 year's time has the lowest it's ever been was $439.38, and the highest it's been is $919.10.
In the past year, though, right?
Yes, and you want to put the highest that it's been. Home Depot has one.
I'm looking at it. What am I missing?
Go up. Right there.
Oh, I'm the wrong place.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
sorry.
So you said scroll down to 52 weeks.
52-week high, and then you just put, so for 52-week range, the lowest it's been was 150, and the highest it's been was 263, and so you'll put that, there you go. But that's not Joby.
No.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Oh, okay.
The ticker symbol.
No, Joby is publicly traded.
When I looked, it said it was.
We'll take a look. Okay.
Is it just saying that it's GAP? Is that where it tell me the ticker symbol is? Right up under? Is that the ticker symbol?
Yeah, for Gap.
Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I was way behind trying to find a publicly traded company.
For which one? Just do,
I did Toyota.
no, don't do Toyota. Do, because that's on a different, it's not on the American Stock Exchange. That's on the Nikkei. Do, what's a good company for you? Do, AVGO. Yeah.
That's their, what's my,
Okay, and then,
RCL, right there. See right there? RCL. Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
put the ticker,
Okay?
okay.
okay, now what are we supposed to do after we get the,
You want to find, you put the ticker symbol here, you put the date here,
Oh, do I have to, is it
okay, the date, okay,
sensitive?
today's date.
okay, which day? Days, I should know what happened.
Okay?
Okay, and then the 52-week high somewhere.
And then the 52-week high. So you want to go up, right down here, and it'll tell you the 52-week range.
Okay, so
right.
put the whole range in there?
No, not the whole range, just the high.
Just the high.
Yep. Okay? You want to, and there's a reason why you want to put the high.
So they can do the,
What?
say your account is not effective
Okay,
until
I got
Huh?
you tell them what was the
Yes.
10 cent. Just like when you open it.
I can't make out what you're saying. Oh, I can see the screen. Yeah, that's fine. So there's people. Are there people online? Oh, okay. Yeah. So tell them to. Yeah. Yep.
you told me you
Yes.
think nobody was online.
I didn't think anybody was online. I didn't know if we. I didn't know.
You have ye of little faith.
I told. Listen, we gonna shut down the stream. I just.
I believe that some people, if they didn't come today, they could online. Because if I can't make it, I'm definitely
Yeah. But we gonna shut the stream down. We're gonna make the stream not so public, but for people who sign up who can't make it. Yeah. Because see, here's the thing: if we make it public to everybody, like people aren't going to be able to get the handouts and to do the work and some of this stuff. Like, what's helpful is that you guys are doing this together, right? Yeah. For sure. Yep.
We represent Fairfield Small Group over here.
There we go.
Trying to get our money out.
All right. Okay. Okay, get it for the lead. Okay. All right. So, does everybody have the 52-week high written down?
Yes.
Okay. So, huh?
This not her ticker symbol. Ticker symbols don't have percentages and stuff by it.
Ticker symbol is RCL.
She put $283.
No. The ticker symbol is RCL. That's the ticker symbol.
RCL.
Mhm.
Oh, is it right?
Mm-hmm. RCL. That's the ticker symbol. Yep.
And then put your date.
And then the date, and then you put the high, the 52-week high.
She got that right.
Okay? All right, here we go. All right, so if you have the 52-week high, here's what I need for you to do. Look on your paper. Look on your paper. And then the next one says negative 10%. You got that? So here's what I want you to do. Whatever your 52-week high is, I need you to take 10% and listen carefully. I want you to take what the 10% number is and put it in there. So, in other words, for instance, the 52-week high for Goldman Sachs is $895.79. 10% of that would be $89.57. That's what I would put in the negative 10%. $89.50, right? So don't do the math yet. You just from the all-time high price, don't do the math yet. That's the next box. You just want to put the 10% number. So take 10% from the all-time high and put that in the next box. Okay? Is all that clear? Did I make it clear?
So you want the 10%? You want us to subtract it?
I don't want you to subtract it yet. Just we going box by box.
Oh, I thought you were in that box. Okay.
All right? So this is the 52-week high.
Yep.
And whatever 10% is that.
146.
Okay? Now you subtract this from that, and then you put in, there you go. Okay? All right? All of this is important, and there's a reason why I'm having you do it this way. Okay? There's a reason why I'm having you do it this way. It'll all make sense in a second. Why I'm having you doing it the way that I want you to do it. Okay? You got it? All right? So then I need you to follow the rest of the sheet. Then I need you to take 20%. Put that number in there and then do the math. Of the 52-week high. We're working everything from the 52-week high.
Okay, so that, I just take the 10% number and try 2.
There you go. That's it. You're right there. You're right there. You're right there. Right? So you do that, and then you do the math. Right? And each time you do it, the 52-week high number, it should be getting lower. Lower by 10%, lower by 20%, lower by 30%. Okay? Muy importante.
But I'm still, every time I do the 10, I'm taking that from the original 52-week number.
Yes, from the original 52-week number. Okay? So don't do the last 3 boxes. I'll explain those. Just work it out to the 30%, but don't do the last 3. I'll explain those. Okay? Once again, the more you do this, the easier it's going to be to the point where you'll start doing this stuff in your head. All right? You just got to get used to it. All done?
Yep.
Got to know Susan to be ahead of the class.
I'm a numbers person.
You're a numbers person. You see? Right?
Numbers
A
person.
numbers person. All right? Okay. You did it? You good? Okay.
Good.
You good? Miss Nivette? You still working?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. All good. All good. All good. Bert, you good? Okay. All right. All right, here we go. So, in the boxes where it says, 10% price, 20% price, 30% price, in those boxes, these are the numbers that you're looking for. These are the numbers that you're looking for because these are possible entries that tell you when it's time to buy the stock. Right? So write this down somewhere. Normally, yeah. If you can get something 30% off, you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
But earlier you said it depends on.
It does. Yeah. So I'm only so what I'm giving you guys is a base understanding of how this works and how to look at it from an investor standpoint. We'll get into more of the details where you guys will be able to say, okay, this 30% off. Okay, but why? Okay, let me look at this. Let me look at that. Let me look at this. And then you can make decisions based on greater information. We just haven't got there yet because I want to make sure that you guys are hearing the language, you're understanding the process, you're getting all of the things down. Okay, and so this is a basic understanding of an entry point. So, and here's why: because as investors, you do not pay. Listen to what I'm telling you. You do not pay market price for anything. Right? That's not investing, that's buying. Right? We ain't buyers. We're investors. Right? And so if you own a house, like I have rental property, stuff like that, I get these people calling me all the time. Like they call me at least 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah, I'm calling to see if you're interested in selling your house in Richmond. And no. Right? And they always want, well, we make you a good deal. So someone called me yesterday, And it was like, yeah, I was calling to see if you want to sell your house in Richmond. And so I told him, I was like, no, I'm not interested. Well, is there a price you'd be interested in? Yes, $2 million. How did you come up with that number? That's how much it means to me. Click. Right? And I get it because they're investors. They're not looking to pay market value for anything. They want a deal. Right? And that's what we do. I'm not trying to pay. Listen, we want deals. That's what you do as an investor. You buy low and you sell high. So we do not pay market price for anything. We only buy companies when they go on sale. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Right? We don't chase. And what I mean by chase is this. And let me say this. You're going to be tempted. I'm just telling you, you're going to be tempted. One of the greatest things that you're going to one of the greatest hindrances to your investing journey is going to be your own level of greed and fear. Those two things, greed and fear, will keep you broke. Right? And let me tell you why. Because when you're watching a stock go up, I mean, ooh, and that thing is moving, like moving, and you're like, man, right? And so it's like I own some companies, right? There's some companies I own, like I own Goldman Sachs. Man, Goldman Sachs, like over the last couple weeks, I mean, and I own it, and I'm like, man, I need more shares. It ain't the time to buy, because he ain't on sale, right? He which is good for me because I'm an owner. But if I want to own more, I got to discipline myself, and I got to wait on the pullback, right? I got to wait on the pullback because he ain't pulling back, right? That boy marching. He's striding. And so I gotta wait on the pullback. That's a discipline you have to have, right? And so the more expensive the stock, the bigger the pullback. Because for Goldman Sachs, for a 10% entry, that thing got to drop 90, what is it? $8.95. It has to drop $89, almost $90. That's a huge drop, right? That's a huge drop. So it's like, okay, dang, like how can I get more share? So then that's when I got to go into my bag. I got to go into my tools. I got to look at it. I got to evaluate it. I got to see what's happening, what's going on, what the market looks like, what the sentiment is of the market, where things are headed, blah, 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 because I may be okay with a 5% pullback, right? Or I just wait. Right? I just wait and let it ride. Let the market do what it's going to do, right? See, and here's the thing, and here's the other thing, right? Fear, and it's called FOMO. Write that down. FOMO. Fear of missing out. Dude, listen, there's so many people that lost money from FOMO because something's running and somebody told you something, or you talking to somebody and then they telling you their testimony. Listen, I bought this about 3 weeks ago. Look at where it is right now. And then you run in there like, I got to get that, because you don't want to miss it. And what you don't know, though, that thing is at an all-time high. And they probably bought it when it was low. And that thing pulled back, and you be like, ee, right? And so these numbers are really, really important. So here's what I want you to do. Right under on this side, here comes the super important part. On this side right here, I want you to write what the current price of the stock is. Right? The stock you just looked up, write down what the current price is, right over here in this margin. Write down what the current price is. Yep. Yep, in the long two. Write down what the current price is. Okay? All right? Write down what the current price is. Then,
You want the one that closed or the one overnight? Huh?
the one that closed.
Okay, I have two of them.
Yeah. Yeah, the one that closed. Okay? What? Yep, write it right there. Yep. And so once you got once you have the number in the box, here's what I want you to do. I want you to see, is that number 10%? Is that number close to the 10% off? Is it close to the 20% off? Or is it close to the 30% off? 30%. 30%.
Closing
nice.
or overnight?
Huh?
Which one now? At closing or overnight?
At closing. Yeah. You don't want to do the overnight number because there's no guarantee that when the market opens tomorrow, that number is going to hold.
Okay, now you said what about that number?
So when you have the current price of the stock, you want to look at the 10% off number, and I want you to ask, is this number closer to 10%, 20%, or 30%? That will tell you automatically if the stock is on sale. Yep. Right? And so once you determine if it's closer to 20, 10, 20, or 30%, I want you to write the price of the stock, the current price of the stock, under the closest one.
Is
Right.
that without going over?
What do you mean without going over? What you mean without going over?
You know how
If you go,
the price is right, and you can't go over your thing, or you'd have lost the whole. Never mind.
no, you just this ain't prices right. this ain't prices right. This is prices best. Right?
Prices match that.
It don't matter.
It's not gonna match. What is it closest to?
Oh,
What is it closest to?
the 10%.
The 10%. Then put it under the 10%. And then you want to figure, how far away is it from the 10% or the 20% or the 30%, and then put that number in the corresponding box to the right. Does that make sense, what I'm telling you?
Wait. I thought you wanted us to put it here. That's not right?
Yes, that's right. Now you got to figure out how close is that
Yeah.
to this.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
So what you want us to subtract the numbers from each other? You say that.
Yeah, so you can find out how close it is. And then you want to put that over there, depending on which one you did. So if it's 10%, so this is 26.37. The price is 27.19. So you minus 27.19. You minus 26.37 from 27.19, whatever that is, and then you put that over here. That it's this much away from 10% off.
Oh, okay.
You got it?
In the top box or the second box?
The top box.
Second box.
You can do the top or the second, either one.
Mine is so close, Pastor. I'm so the current market is 96.61, but my 30% is 96.41.
Oh, okay. Oh, you right there.
So what that mean?
I would have put that right here, under 30%. You closer to 30%. Matter of fact, you over 30%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would put that right there, and then you don't have to do nothing over here because you're over 30%.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Yep.
is that something you're supposed to be now? So what does that mean when you're saying you're over 30%? That's gonna be the next one.
Yeah. So if you have a stock that's over 30% off, that's probably a stock you really want to look at, because and then you want to ask. Well, there's some other questions that you want to ask, and you want to do further research. That's the stuff I got to get you, because the next part of it is I got to introduce you guys to how to read the financials of a company.
Okay, so
Right. So you're gonna learn how to understand the book value of a company, the EPS, earnings per share, the outstanding debts, the income, the revenue. Right. Like you gotta. So it's going to be like, and you'll hear me say this again. It's like when you go to the doctor and you first go in, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to take your temperature. They're going to check your blood pressure. They're going to check your tongue. They're going to look in your ears. Why? Because they're looking for vital signs that will tell them how healthy or unhealthy you are. It's the same thing with companies. You got to learn how to put your hand on the pulse of a company to tell if it's beating too fast or not at all, right? So I got to introduce you guys to the vitals of a company, and you have to see it that way. So if you look at a company that's 30% off, it could be a good buy, or it could be the company dying. How do you tell the difference? Right? No, but the difference is in the balance sheet, right? Yeah, that's the difference. The balance sheet is when you look at it, is this company actually investable, right? Because sometimes companies are 30% off, and there's a reason why they are 30% off, right? Other times companies are 30% off, and it's like, oh boy, back the truck up. You know what I mean? this thing on sale, right? And so, yeah, so we'll get to that next time. Okay? So was that simple enough, guys?
Yeah, that was really good.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay, good. Yes. So please go home and practice. Please go home and practice, right? That's
Dave send the link to the sheet for us.
link to the sheet.
Yeah. The link.
You want extra sheets?
That online.
You want extra sheets?
Well, okay. But it was also, thank you.
Yeah.
It's also good for you.
Can he have a few?
Yeah. All right. All right. So that's it, guys. So you have, right now, you should have 3 tools. I don't know if you were tracking, but you got 3 tools. You got TradingView, you have Stock Tracker, and you got Yahoo Finance. Those are 3 tools where you can find information. Okay? And so you got 3 tools, and then you got some homework, and you want to get used to 10%, 20%, 30%, 30%. And again, you just want to get familiar with looking up the information, familiar with how the stocks move. Create your watch list. Start putting some stocks on your watch list and just watch them. Just observe them. Just see what they do. Okay? All right, guys. Yeah. All right. Is that all right, everybody?